Hi there, this is Beejal Parmar, and I want to do a quick review here of Gerry Roberts' Write a Book in 40 Hours. I recently attended his event in Bangalore, India. Phenomenal event, 2.5 days of value-packed training. And this is probably one of the biggest takeaways I got from the event, and that's his system of how to get a book out of your head onto paper. Now, the starting point is actually not the book writing itself. It's really understanding the purpose of writing a book, and he calls it the understanding the primary objective of the book. And he's very clear in his message that it's not about becoming a book writer. The book is a tool that's going to really help you sell yourself and, more importantly, your product or service. Ultimately, it's a business tool. So before you even put pen to paper in terms of writing the book, it's really important to define what is the primary objective of writing the book. Example, is it to sell ebooks? Is it to sell physical books? And it's very clear that you rarely make money selling books. Again, it's the book is a tool. So as a tool, do you want to use it to help you get onto radio, to build a database, to build a list? Are you looking to get onto radio or media to create a bigger influence on people? Are you looking to build credibility? Are you looking for the book to open up doors, get you onto bigger stages, get you onto media such as TV? So defining the primary objective is really key. So if you look at the spreadsheet here, you'll see on the left-hand column a few ideas of what your primary objectives might be. Now, Gerry always says, pick one. I really couldn't pick one when I was doing this myself, so I ended up kind of with a list of 5 to 7. So the next column, step 2, is where you get, I modified this form a little bit for my use, so I put down 5 to 7 primary objectives, and that's in the column D there. And then in the right hand column, and this is something again I added to the sheet, is once you've defined your primary objective, and let's say it's getting on TV, to understand what are the steps you need to take to get onto TV. Or if your primary objective is to get onto a speaking stage, what are the steps you'll take to get onto the stage? And this is something when I've been talking to a few people who are in the book writing process has been really overlooked. Both the definition of the primary objective and the definition or the understanding of how to achieve that primary objective. Now, once that is done, so once your primary objective is defined and you have a good understanding of what you will do post book release to actually make the primary objective or to achieve your primary objective, the next step is to define the target market. And I've actually added this sheet into this document. And so the first part is to understand your target market, and that really comes from three key elements or dynamics. What are the problems and challenges your target market is experiencing that you, your products and services are a solution for? The second question is, what are the desires and wants of your target market? And the third one is, what are the needs that you are a solution to? So what are the needs? Now there's a distinction between desires and wants and needs. So a desire and want is they're looking, they desire a solution, they want a solution. Need is something that they're not really actively hunting for, but it's probably going to be of good benefit to them. I always use the case of insurance. Okay, everybody needs it, but not everybody wants it. So understanding these three elements, these three factors of your target market is a starting point. Then you get to define your target market, and there's many ways of defining a target market. Age, sex. What percentage of your market do you feel are male and female? What's their occupation? Their position or level in the company? Do they have children? Are they married, divorced, single, students? And the list goes on. And when you get this sheet, when you download this sheet, you can see the all the other parameters that help define the target market. Another great resource is Facebook. When you go to Facebook and go to the ad maker, they've done a great job of helping you define a market within the Facebook eco-structure. And what's great about Facebook is once you've defined the target market, you can also use parameters such as who do they follow, what interest do they have, and Facebook will tell you how big the market is within the Facebook ecostructure. So it's another great tool to help define your target market. So you've defined your primary objective. You know why you're writing a book. You know what you're planning on doing once you've got the book. You've defined your target market. Who are you trying to reach with this book? Now you can get on to chapter planning. Okay, so we start off with the title and topic of your book, and when you start this process, don't get stuck to the first title that comes to your mind. Just put something in that's your working title. Quite often, what you choose as your title at the end of the project may be different to what you choose in the beginning of the project. Once you've done that, now we really get into Gerry's system here. So you write 15 major topics that will probably comprise of your book. And in this case, it's how to be a sales superstar is just an example, and Gerry's given examples of attitude, prospecting, closing, advertising, negotiation, rapport building, networking, etc. So 15 topics. From these 15, pick 10 and put it into sequence, and that you'll see that on step 2 here. Pick 10 and put it into sequence. Okay, so that's your 10 chapters. Now let's look at each chapter in turn. How do we actually turn the chapter heading, the chapter concept into content? Okay, so start with the first chapter, and it's called Attitude. And what Gerry teaches is think about 18 subtopics or 18 ingredients that's actually going to make up this chapter that you've called Attitude. And don't worry about the order at this point in time. Just think, okay, of a subtopic that will be part of the word attitude, or the concept, the chapter Attitude. If you're not sure, if you want our ideas, best tool on the planet to help you is Google. Just Google Attitude and see what comes up. Now pick 18. Now from that 18, shortlist it into 15 and put them into sequence. So you've got subtopics. Now change each of these phrases or words into a statement. So the first statement here, as an example, is self-confidence. It's a short phrase, a short word. When it's converted into a statement, it reads as, you've got to believe in yourself to win at sales. That's the statement. Now, you turn your statement into a question. Why do you believe you have to believe in yourself? So why do you have to believe in yourself to win at sales? And now what you simply do is start to answer the question you've created. Answer 1, answer 2, answer 3. And now you've got some core ingredients of each of the subtopics. And for every answer, you'll spend 5 minutes or so writing some content really to answer your question. And you do that for all 15 chosen subtopics, and that's highlighted here. And that's chapter 1 done. Once you've done chapter 1, you go to chapter 2, and so on. Now what you're doing at this stage, I'm just going to zoom in here. What you're doing at this stage is you're creating a blueprint. You're not writing yet. You're just planning out the book, right? So once you've got the blueprint, once you've got this entire sheet filled out, you've done probably the toughest part of your book writing. The rest is going to start to flow because you've got structure to write into now. The biggest challenge for most people is they start writing and they start get through chapter 1 and they start to fizzle out. They're not sure where to get information from, how the book should be structured. Doing this up front, as tedious as it might seem at first, is going to save you a lot of time and money, and that's really key in this whole process. Remember, you're not unless you really genuinely actually just want to write books, but this process, Gerry's system, isn't to make you a best-selling author necessarily. is to give you a tool that's going to help you make more money. And he's very clear about that process. Now, is it possible your book could become a best-selling book? Absolutely. You know, if it with the, but it really it's almost secondary to the book itself. It's what you do with the book once it comes out, and that's a topic for another discussion, for another time. So that's kind of an overview of Gerry's system. I think it's an absolutely brilliant tool, and you can go to publish a book, and I think growrich.com to learn more about Gerry's book writing. For now, this is Beejal, and if you have any questions, please go ahead and email me.